Sometimes, and for some people, chronic fatigue syndrome can be linked to emotional suppression. EMDR is one treatment that can help release trapped emotions stored in the body. The client, deep in thought, reflective, responds after the therapist asks what memory feels connected to the exhaustion. When I was young, I decided that other people's emotions were more important than mine. I swallowed my feelings. That's been a pattern for me ever since. The therapist raising a hand, beginning initially slow, side-to-side eye movements and gradually increasing the pace to processing speed. The client follows the movements. EMDR helps to bring old patterns into awareness so they can be released. The client places a hand on their stomach, looking uncomfortable. The client says, "It feels like a heavy ball is inside me." Thick, sticky, like tar. The therapist responds, "Good, let's go with that." Notice what happens as we continue. The therapist continues the bilateral eye movements for longer sets, pausing occasionally to check in. The client appears deeply focused, with subtle physical reactions, shallow breathing and tense shoulders. When emotional suppression is built up over the years, processing takes time. Longer sets of bilateral stimulation for 1 or even 2 minutes can help the body release deeply stored emotions. The client looks stuck, struggling to process further. The therapist gently guides them with an interweave. If that heavy tar-like ball had a colour, what would it be? The client responds, "Dark black, almost like smoke." The therapist, "And if it had a texture?" The client, "Sticky, thick, hard to move." "Just notice that as we continue," the therapist advises. As more bilateral stimulation happens, the black tar begins to shift. The client's face softens, their posture changes slightly, silent tears start to fall. The client suddenly inhales sharply, then lets out a deep, shaky breath. Their face contorts as they sob deeply, finally releasing the burden. Healing happens when the body finally lets go of what it's been holding. The client wiping away their tears, looking exhausted but relieved. Their body language is lighter. The therapist asks, "How does it feel now?" The client responds, "Lighter, like I can finally breathe again." Emotional burdens can be released. EMDR can reconnect you to your own needs and your own energy.